Hello, in this video we will be presenting our project for human factors in ergonomics. Our topic is designing interactions for sensory substitution. We're Team 6 with Atahan, Efil, Elif Sinem, and Yitan. For our design challenge, we selected the cafeteria balance loading machine. Upon observing the existing machines on both floors of the cafeteria, we identified several areas of improvement, particularly in the user interface design and sensory feedback. The current machines rely entirely on touchscreen input, which offers limited tactile and haptic engagement. Our core proposition was to replace the touchscreen with a rotary dial and wheel mechanism, introducing meaningful, physical, tactile, and haptic feedback into the interaction. The redesigned machine features two LED screens. The primary screen confirms the user's surname upon card insertion, and the secondary screen displays the balance to be loaded. After critiques, we also incorporated a lever to allow the user to instantly load the price of one standard meal portion for easy access. The intended interaction flow is as follows. First, the user inserts their student card into the slot. The primary LED screen activates and the display shows the user's surname, confirming successful identification. The user then selects a payment amount through one of the physical paths. In Path A, the custom amount path, the user rotates the sequential thumb wheel array to dial in a precise balance. In Path B, the preset path, the user pulls the lever to load the standard menu item price. Once the desired amount is displayed on the secondary screen, the user completes the transaction by swiping or tapping their card. The system then provides multimodal feedback, a visual confirmation reading either başarılı, meaning successful, or yetersiz, meaning insufficient funds. Following the sketching and ideation phase, we constructed a physical mock-up of our redesigned machine. The prototype features cardboard thumb wheels, a lever mechanism, two embedded LCD screens, and a card insertion slot. We conducted user testing sessions using our mock-up with 3 participants, presenting each with 2 distinct scenarios. In Scenario 1, users were asked to add enough balance to bring their card to a total of 320 liras. Users successfully inserted their cards and had their surnames confirmed on the screen. However, at the point where they were expected to rotate the thumb wheels to set their desired amount, all of the users expressed confusion. After 3 unsuccessful attempts, verbal guidance was required to proceed. In Scenario 2, users were asked to load exactly 60 liras onto their cards. This scenario resulted in complete task failure across all 3 participants. Users were unable to enter the target amount. Sessions ended with a timeout, a transaction decline, or an incorrect amount being loaded. Our observations revealed several critical usability issues. First, users universally perceived the thumb wheels as displays rather than interactive controls. Despite our attempts to improve affordance by adding grooves and ridges to the wheel's surface, users did not recognize them as input mechanisms. The mental model associated with this form factor is strongly linked to passive displays, not interactive dials. Second, the height and depth of the LCD screens created visibility challenges. Users had difficulty reading the screens comfortably, an issue compounded by the nature of LCD technology, which requires screens to be recessed rather than flush with the surface. Third, there were no status indicators clarifying what the wheels were showing at any given moment, whether the current balance or the amount to be added, causing further confusion. Finally, the lever, being one of the most prominent physical elements, became the default interaction point for users. However, its label was too small and positioned where it was not visible from the user's line of sight, and the range of motion was too large. One user attempted to use the angle of the lever as a continuous input, assuming it was mapped proportionally to the amount being loaded. In summary, our user testing led us to the following conclusions. The design lacked sufficient signifiers to prompt interaction with the thumb wheels. The wheels were too visually similar to conventional numeric gauges or odometer displays. Users failed to recognize the dual role of the wheels as both display and control, and the lever was oversized and poorly labeled. The absence of the status indicators left users unable to interpret what information was being presented. Based on these findings, we have proposed the following improvements for the next iteration of the design. We will add status indicators lights at the top center of the machine, labeled current amount and final amount, which illuminate contextually based on the interaction state. The thumb wheels will be given a subtle wiggle animation upon inserting the card to actively signal that they were interactive elements. The lever will be repositioned as a payment confirmation trigger rather than a value setting control, with its label relocated to the top of the machine and increased in size for legibility. Finally, a dedicated button will replace the lever's original function of loading one standard meal portion. These changes aim to resolve the core affordance and signify failures observed during testing and to better align physical interaction model with users' mental expectations. This concludes our presentation. Thank you for watching.